What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is the Married to Medicine Season 9, Episode 10. So, it's Christmas time, okay? It's Christmas time in the city. The ladies, we see all the different montages of everybody and their family putting up their tree and their decorations and yada, yada, yada. We see where Simone and Cecil are having another dinner party, right? They're still writing this book, so they're still doing their conversations with the couples kind of thing. So it's Quad, it's Eugene and Toya, and it's Audra and her husband. And everybody shows up. Now listen, whenever there's a newbie, there are growing pains with the newbie. There are things that the newbie just doesn't know or doesn't understand. So one of the things that Audra is dealing with, specifically with Toya, is the whole dressing your best situation. Now, some people are a jeans and t-shirt kind of person, but what you find on these reality shows, and you can look at almost any reality show and see this to be the case. The first season, in a lot of cases, the hair may not be, the makeup may not be, the outfits may not be. But by season 2 or 3, baby, we're on it. We are on it. Now, Audra's thing is, first of all, I'm not a labels person. I don't care about labels. Second of all, girl, I am 33. Me and my husband, we got law school. We had medical school. You know, we are getting our stuff together. We just bought a home. We just got married. Like, spending, $3,000 on a purse just ain't in our budget right now. Like, they got married, they went to the Justice of the Peace, but now they're having an actual wedding. She said, girl, we on a budget. We trying to make things happen. So off camera, and Toya gave her the blues in Vegas about her outfits. She was wearing a champion sweatsuit, and she was this and she was that. So the first thing Toya says when they get there is, where y'all coming from? You got on jeans and y'all coming in here in jeans and sneakers and stuff. And Audra was like, girl, that's how I come for dinner. Like, they invited me to dinner. That's how I come for dinner. Like, I didn't know this was a formal dinner party situation. Now, mind you, everybody else is dressed. But everybody else is dressed because they know this is the reality show game, right? Where we're going to wear a dinner jacket. We're going to have on suits. We're going to wear our nice, labels and all of that. Like, they know that's what this is about. But Audra and her husband, they're like, listen, y'all said show up, we showed up. Y'all said it was dinner. This is how we dress for dinner. So her and Toya end up getting into it over it. And Toya basically lets it be known that that's what she cares about. Like, it's about the labels. It's about how you dress. She said, girl, you had on a champion sweatsuit. We were in Vegas. If we're up here and you're down here, that's just not a good look. And at the end of the day, I'm not that person. I'm not that friend, right? I'm not that friend that's like, girl, you don't have, first of all, I ain't got it like that. So let's start from that. But I'm not that friend that's like, girl, you don't have on couture. Oh, you don't have on this. Oh, your purse came from Walmart. Oh, your shoes came from, I could care less. I honestly could. And I think that's the point that Audra was trying to make to Toya. Because Toya was like, girl, I don't care about that stuff. And Audra was like, girl, whatever. Yes, you do. Like, you absolutely do, right? And it's obvious that Toya cares about labels. Like, that is what she does. Now, as far as the couple talk is concerned, and I'm going to say this. Later on in the episode, we see Audra do something. And one, there was a lot of editing that took place. I absolutely believe that there was a lot of editing that took place. And two, I feel like in that moment, right then, Audra decided, Toya, you won't get me again. The next time you come for me, I'm going to be ready for you. I just feel like that's what happened. But we'll get to that in a few minutes. Now, the other thing, of course, they're talking couple talk. And so, basically they're talking about being able to deal with the ebbs and flows and understanding that every day ain't the honeymoon. And when you are going through the worst, then you remember the worst. But when you're going through the best, you remember the best, right? It's that vantage point. When we're in love, everything is great. Everything is funny. Everything is cute. But the minute we mad at each other, the same thing I thought was cute yesterday, it ain't cute today because I'm mad at you and you done irritated me. And it's a whole nother situation. They talked about, space and when you mad, having your own space, even though you can't really go nowhere, like you can't leave, but just needing some space within that home area. My cousin told me that every man need a basement. Like that is the saving grace for a marriage. Every man need a basement, right? The other thing, and Quad spoke on this, was not do that tit for tat. She said that's what ended up happening in my marriage, and it ruined it. Like that whole, you did this to me, so I'm gonna do this to you. You did that to me, so I'm gonna do that to you. You said that to me, so I'm gonna say this to you. You know, you cussed at me, so I'm gonna cuss at you more. And she said that absolutely was a problem, and so it wasn't a good thing, you know. And then Eugene actually apologized to Toya because they were talking about being vulnerable, and he said, I am vulnerable. And he actually apologized to Toya for what they went through during last season with the Panorama and everything. And I wasn't there. Okay, let me say this. I wasn't there and I wasn't in their home. So let me start with that. I was not there and I was not in their home. But I honestly don't see how he owes her an apology because of what he was dealing with. We have an ER doctor. We know what first responders were dealing with. This man was sometimes working 24-hour shifts, literally with death at his door. Literally with death at his door. And again, that doesn't lessen her anxiety and what she went through, because we all dealt with that situation the way we dealt with it, right? We all dealt with it differently. But ultimately, I wasn't in their home, so I cannot say what happened or what didn't happen behind closed doors. But I don't know if that means you're vulnerable because you're apologizing for going through hell. But anyway, that's just my 2 cents, child. I'm on the outside looking in, child. So Quad is having a holiday party. It's a holiday / housewarming. I don't think most of the ladies have been in her new home. And so we see her meeting with her planner and putting it all together. And she wants it to be a majority. You know, she don't want nobody upstairs, which that makes sense. Most parties, you don't go upstairs. Now, with a housewarming, generally speaking, with the housewarming, you do get a tour of the house. But once you saw that party and you saw how many people were there, that wasn't the time to be taking people on a tour. Maybe 1 or 2 people that's in your close group, but nah, that really wasn't a time to have people going through your home. You know what I mean? We see Anila with her family. Her mom, it's a disaster, right? She said in her own words that it is a disaster. Now, she talked about the fact that even though Christmas is not a part of their religion, when they came over here as kids, their mom didn't want them to feel left out and didn't want them to feel like they weren't experiencing everything. And so they did start celebrating Christmas. So we see her and the family in their matching pajamas, and they're doing gingerbread houses and making hot chocolate and all of that. But what we also see is that her mother is getting on her nerves, and she is really ready for her mother to leave. Like, she is over it. She is over her mother talking to her crazy. She is over her mother treating her like she's 5. And honestly, she's ready for it to be. She's ready to send her parents back. And I feel like after Christmas, they had to go. I don't know if they went, but I feel like after Christmas, it was time for them to make their exit. Okay. Now we see everybody getting ready for the party. We see Eugene and Toya putting together a care package for Quad. And it's all the things, it's a Snuggie for cold nights when you're by yourself. And they bought her this diva shirt that says divorced, intelligent, vivacious, awesome. I didn't think the t-shirt was that bad, but it was meant to be shady. And they put together this whole care package for her to basically highlight the fact that she's divorced. Now, here's what I find to be very interesting. She's divorced and alone. 3 weeks ago, weren't you mad at Anila and her husband for making fun of the fact that y'all moved out your house? But now it's cool for you to throw shade and put together care packages for Quad. Now it's funny. Now it's cute. But 4 weeks ago, when Anila and her husband did it to you, it wasn't so funny. That's just one of those things where it's fun. It's okay for what's good for the goose ain't good for the gander. It's okay for me to do it, but you can't do it, girl, and bye. Now, what I thought was interesting was we get down to to Quad's house. First of all, we know Quad's house is beautiful. The decorations are laid. Looks like the party's lit. She got a DJ. She had break dancers, and she had pits to make s'mores, little fire pits to make s'mores, and everything looked nice. And the house, of course, is gorgeous. You know, everything was great. Everything was beautiful. Quad, why was your pool still open? In Atlanta, y'all keep y'all pool open year round. It stay that warm in Atlanta that y'all don't close y'all pool. We close our pools up here. But, okay. All right. Maybe y'all don't have to close y'all pool. Maybe it just stay that warm, child. Anyway. Now, there's a couple of people there. Toya brings her friend. And Anila brings a friend with her. Now, what we find out is that the friend that Anila brings used to be friends with Toya, but they are no longer friends. They are no longer friends. And part of the reason why they are no longer friends is because this girl is spreading rumors about Toya around the neighborhood, that Toya is sleeping around and she done slept with some other people in the neighborhood or somebody in the neighborhood, and she's starting rumors. Now, here's what I got to tell y'all. When Dr. Heavenly saw that woman, Dr. Heavenly was like, oh my goodness, what is she doing here? Now that is shady. Like that's below the belt, and that's shady. And she was upset with Anila for bringing her. Now when Dr. Heavenly tell you done gone too far, you done gone too far. When Dr. Heavenly tells you have gone too far, girl, you have gone too far. Now, anyway, so everybody goes outside. Quad asks everybody to kind of go outside, and Toya makes fun of Anila's outfit because it's sparkly, it's green, it's sparkly, and she said she looked like she got on an ice skating outfit. Listen, it did look like an ice skating outfit. Man, y'all know Toya get on my nerves and all, but girl, it did. Now, Toya, you ain't have to say nothing. You always got something to say about Anila's outfit. But we've already established that you always have something to say about everybody's outfit because you think you are some sort of fashionista, honey. I don't know. Quad gives a speech, and she lets the haters know, I am here. Quad did this. Quad did this on her own. Quad got her mama living here. Quad is taking care of Quad, okay? Thank y'all for being here, and let the haters and the lovers say amen, okay? Y'all know how Quad do. Y'all know, don't nobody love Quad more than Quad, okay? Y'all know how Quad do. Y'all know what it gives. So, after the speech, the guys are outside smoking cigars, and the ladies go inside. Again, this whole scene was very, very edited. I'm going to go ahead and give y'all a little behind the scenes of what I had heard, what I had found out. Because I shouldn't have watched Heavenly's review today, but I did watch Dr. Heavenly's review today. Now, Dr. Heavenly said that Anila and Toya's friend actually got into it. We saw that on the show. They got to arguing back and forth, and we saw Toya's friend stand up and walk towards Anila. Now, what we did not see is that Toya's friend actually put her hands on Anila. She actually pushed her, okay? She actually pushed her. Now, what we also can tell is that these ladies have been drinking, right? I can tell that Contessa is feeling real good. I can tell Toya is feeling real good. I mean, real good. And I think that's part of what's going on here, right? So, Toya's friend and Anila, they get into it over the fact that Toya has something smart to say about her clothes and this, that, and the other. Now, Dr. Heavenly lets Toya know. Well, no, before we even get to that, child, Toya and Audrey get into it again. Now, again, this whole moment is very edited. It is very edited. And it looks like, from where I sat, it looks like Audrey went off on Toya because she was just ready to give it to Toya. It looks like it was out of nowhere. But we already know that it ain't come out of nowhere. Her and Toya had gotten into it, and she was like, here's my moment to shine. And baby, you know she's a real estate attorney. Baby, she broke down this whole Toya lie about her making all this money off of selling a house. And she broke it down. She talked about the fact that Toya and Eugene had 7 liens on that house. 7? Girl, how you got 7 liens on a house? 7 liens on that house, and basically they didn't make no money off that damn house. Now, she broke the numbers all the way down. She pulled out her calculator. She showed you how to figure it out, baby. She gave it to you raw. I know Toya had to be somewhat embarrassed But the way it was edited, it looked like Audrey was kind of doing too much. But I don't think she was, because what we know is that Toya has been picking on that woman since she came on the show. And at some point, you just pick back. Like, at some point, I got to come back at you. And she know real estate, so she knew how to come at you through the real estate, girl. And she gave it to you. I don't know what to tell you, girl. She got you. So, then Dr. Heavenly lets Toya know, oh, girl over there been spreading rumors about you. And of course, Toya is drunk. Toya's like, what you talking about? And Dr. Heavenly told her. Now, I ain't mad at Dr. Heavenly for telling her, because you're sitting in a room with somebody who was literally spreading rumors about you and your husband. Whether they are true or not, I don't know if they're true. I wasn't there. But whether they're true or not, I think Toya needed to know that that woman was up to no good, and that woman been talking about her. Okay? So I ain't mad at Dr. Heavenly for this one. So, of course, Toya proceeds to cuss them out and tell them that she'll whoop all their asses. Okay? No, actually, that did happen first. That happened before Audra did what she did. Neither here nor there, child. All this stuff went down in the living room. And Quad was like, listen, all I ask is that y'all not fight in my house. Because Toya and Audra started getting in each other's face. And she said, all I'm asking is that you not do this in my house. Can we just not fight in my house? Now, at the end of the day, child, when the episode ended, it looked like Toya and Audra are going at it. And in the previews for next week, there was some physical contact. Now, I don't know what ended up happening, but people are going to stop inviting you to their house, Toya. Now, I know it's been 8 years since season 1, because we're in season 9, since you actually put your hands on somebody. But didn't you do that at somebody's house party before? Y'all was at the house party, y'all was by the pool, and y'all got to scrapping. Girl, Toya, people are going to stop inviting you. Anyway, that was the episode, child. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I'll talk to y'all later.